Okay. Hi and welcome back if you've seen my other videos. Today's video is about something that I feel very passionate about. So I'm going to start with a disclaimer. These are opinions. These are just my opinions from experience, from life in general, okay? So basically in this video, I'm going to be telling you why I joined an MLM and just kind of clearing the air about some things. Which, like I said, these are all my opinions, so if you have a different opinion, that is perfectly fine. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to present you with maybe some information to think about. So, first, like a little background. I have been working jobs, normal jobs for somebody else, most customer service, since I was 13 years old. That's not even legal in most states, but, family, friends, I had opportunities present themselves to me a little bit early, like 13 or 14, literally. I was very young. So basically I've had anywhere from I don't even know, 5 to 10 jobs since then, and they've all been in very different fields. And the only thing that those jobs and all that experience has taught me is I don't like working for people. I don't like having a job. And now I've already decided that the title of this video is very bold, and that is not even clickbait. This is very serious to me, okay? Every job, unless you own the business yourself, is a scam. Every single job you're going to work is a pyramid scheme. I know you're probably like, what? She's crazy. That sounds stupid. Okay. So, the purpose of this video is why I joined a MLM, a multi-level marketing position. So, what that is basically you work on a team. So somebody owns the company, obviously, but instead of having one business that you operate out of, you can do it strictly off your phone most of the time. You can run it however you want, really. So with that being said, the main reason that I personally joined is because I currently work from home. I don't want to have to be up at a certain time and go, be told what to do all day. That's not for me personally. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my personality. And all it did was show me how possible it is to be working from home and not have to go do something every day that you dread doing. I know that half of you watching this hate your job and you hate getting up and going to it every morning. So it's why are you still doing it? And I'm not saying go quit your job, but I'm saying you can always look into other alternatives, basically, because there's so many things out there, but everybody's pushed them off as scams. And and I remember literally growing up and being told, which I will cut everyone some slack for this because we grew up in very different generations, but I was told sales positions are stupid and pointless. And working my first sales job is what changed my life, literally. I made some amazing connections, and I just learned so much about myself and how much I was capable of outside a regular 9-to-5 job. Having a job where you can control how much money you make, seeing that extra $500 on your paycheck because of you busting your ass is very rewarding, and you don't get that from, your average job. Unless you're working a job with tips, which is a whole different ball game, but the same concept. You want to be able to control your income. If not, you're just going to be working and working and working and trying to budget the same amount of money. There's no extra money, there's no room for what are you saving? What are you saving for even? You're just figuring out how to spend that next paycheck before you even get it. It's a stressful cycle that I did not want to stay in any longer. And then ever since I started working in sales, I just wanted to see how far I could take it, basically. And that's when a lot of people started, doing the MLMs. And like you've always heard about people selling, makeup and stuff. And as much as I'm into like makeup, that never seemed like something I really wanted to do. So I just pushed it off. And then I almost started selling Monet. And then once I started working from home, I was like, F it. Like, what am I waiting for? Like, I'm already working from home. I'm already like, working from my phone, running whatever I'm doing at the time. I always have like a million things going on. So why not pick up something else, right? But this was something that I knew if I put the time in was going to be very beneficial. With that being said, MLM companies are not for everybody. I'm not saying it's just salespeople, but it's just not for everybody. Like, I'm just such a homebody. Like, it is no problem for me to stay home and work all night. Like, that's fine. That's my life. That's how I want things to be. I'd rather be doing things from the comfort of my home and eventually have that freedom to do whatever I want, so you win some, you lose some. Like, I will be the boring one now and it'll pay off later. So that's what, that's the way I'm looking at it. It wasn't even on my mind at this point, but my friend had brought me some samples of her products and I was like, well, my skin's a mess. I needed something. So I tried them all and I like fell in love with these products instantly. So I'm like, this is it. Like, it's not going to be fake. It's not going to be some sales gig. It's going to be something that I love and with a mission that I support and like very strongly support. And I'm just going to be authentic about it. Because before I made this video, sorry, I get out of breath so fast. Before I made this video, I did a little bit of research and it's like horrible article after horrible article on why you should not do an MLM. And there's like some article about 99% of people fail. And I didn't really believe that. Like, I still don't believe that. There was no statistics, there was no facts, there was nothing, no article, link, research, anything done to say that that was actually correct, more than just like, hey, this is my opinion. Like, he just said 1% of people will be successful. And that, I think we all define success very differently, but I first-handedly know multiple people who have became successful from these. So you're telling me that I know some of the 1%, like, I don't believe that when there's people who have $1 million positions with MLM companies and I don't know them. So I know for a fact, just off my personal circle, that's not true. 99% of people do not fail. I started to look a little bit more into these like articles about how, it's all bad. Like, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, who's writing this stuff? So I looked a little deeper, and what I noticed was a lot of them were businesses or people who owned businesses. Now hear me out. When I say every job you're going to work is a pyramid scheme. So to break it down, this is the person who owns the business. Now that person probably has let's say this is the CEO. That person's got 2 regional managers. Okay. Then they have under them, they have each, 4 or 5 managers. Okay. Then those managers have, some assistants. And those people have some, like we'll say cashiers. This is a grocery store. Okay. Any job that you enter, you work your way up. You go into that job thinking, well, there might be a position I can move up to, or there's room for growth. Excuse me, but what is that? Literally, you're working your way to the top. Like, just like any other job, that's what MLM is. So it blows my mind that you can call one a scam and a pyramid scheme but you're okay working in the same position for years, maybe getting a $2 raise. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on my couch posting and making connections and talking to friends. I think the main takeaway is that some people are just built differently, that they would rather work for someone. If you'd rather work under somebody and have like a strong lead, that's fine. Like, do it. You know, like that's why like a lot of people have mentors. If they, you know, entrepreneurs even, like, will have a mentor. It's nice to have somebody to tell you what to do, but I think what was happening with me was I was getting too comfortable in my position of having those people to look up to. But luckily, the people that I had were also people who would push me to grow. Like, they instilled into me the fact that there was way more than that job, and that I was capable of so much more than that job. And I'm making money for people when I could be making money for myself. Okay, but that's like my main point, is like everybody's different. We all want different things, especially when it comes to a career. I would never suggest quitting your day job to do an MLM. I work my regular job and I do my business on the side, as well as the MLM company. So it's not the fact of like replacing one for the other, it's having multiple. If you don't want, you know, to work from home, that's fine too. I know some people literally do like going to jobs, and it's just, it all boils down to what you as a person want. If you're somebody like me who was fed up going to work every day, something to consider. So I hope that made a little more sense from my title of like every job is a scam, because there's just millions and millions of jobs out there. There's not millions and millions of small businesses. I would rather see 90% of businesses be small businesses than 90% corporations. So on a lighter note, the MLM company that I decided to go for was Beauty Counter. 80% of the ingredients that they use are organic. There's like a never list for chemicals. It's one of the only companies that, being pregnant, I can use everything because since I've been pregnant, I realize more and more I shouldn't have been using half the things that I was using, because the chemicals and things are crazy. And now that's one of the reasons that Beauty Counter really resonated with me. That's another thing, if you are considering going with an MLM or giving it a try, one thing to consider is definitely like, does their plan, their mission really like resonate with you? Is it something you actually care about and can be genuine about? Another thing is like startup. You know, some of them are really expensive and you have to have a ton of product on hand. Can you afford that? Are you going to end up losing money? You know, so there's a lot of things to consider, but that doesn't mean you should just completely rule it out. If it's something you're interested in, do your research, you know, figure out if it's right for you. Get a mentor. Usually MLMs, that's one thing I really like, is that there's tons of people above me that I can talk to and, you know, who can help me. There's access to training and all kinds of things that like you don't always get in a job. So that's basically all I have on the subject. I just kind of wanted to get that out there because I feel like there is so much misinformation about these companies, and at the end of the day, it's just sales. As usual, comment if you have any questions, if there's anything else that you want to hear me talk about, or anything from this you'd like me to go into. But yeah, that's all I have. So thank you for watching. Thumbs up if you like this video. Thumbs down if you think I'm a crazy person. Either way, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.